How do you pay yourself as a commissioned salon owner? Well, watch this video and I'll show you exactly how to do it to make sure your income constantly goes up. Hey, it's Jason Everett with the High Performance Salon Academy, where we give you all the tools you need to run a successfully and insanely profitable salon company. So we're talking today about income, and there's a couple different things about income that you want to pay yourself as a commissioned salon owner. So one of the biggest mistakes I see people make all the time is when you start your business, you decide, I'm not going to take a pay from the company at all. So you assign yourself no paycheck or a very minimal paycheck or a fixed paycheck that says, hey, I only need a couple grand a month to survive, so I set myself at a couple $1,000s and you let it ride. And then as the business grows and as things happen, you still make this very tiny paycheck. You're like, when will the business let me take more money? Well, newsflash for you, it won't. The business is not trying to give you a whole bunch more money, and there's not normally surplus because you're probably trying to grow and reinvest and do things to put more money back into the company. So there's a very simple thing I want to give you is that number one, if you're not taking any pay at all from your company, I would encourage you to start cutting yourself some checks on a weekly or monthly or bi-weekly basis. Start cutting yourself a check. If it's zero, make it $100, then make it $500, then make it $1,000, and start ratcheting that up and just notice what happens to the company. My guess is the company won't dissolve, it won't go away. It'll actually figure out how to survive by paying you that income. Now, if you're already taking a fixed amount of money, let's call it a couple $1,000s a month, and you're like, I've got that, we actually need to move that to a percentage of revenue that you have in your company. So there's some really good tips out there. But one of my favorites is just take it and say, hey, could I pay myself 10% of the company's revenue for being the owner of the company? Could I actually pay myself 10%? And maybe in the beginning you start with 2%, and then you make it 5%, then you maybe move that to 10%. And again, what I would say is, as you slowly ratchet up that income percentage, what'll start to happen is the rest of the business will figure out how to survive on the remaining income. But if you don't pay yourself first, your business is not going to find money for you magically. It will always just consume it. So number one is, if you're not paying yourself at all, start paying yourself something. Number two is, if you are paying yourself something, instead of it being a fixed fee or a flat rate, make sure you start paying yourself as a percentage of revenue. Now, and this is gross overall revenue. And then the third thing I want to say too is, if you are an active service provider and you're behind the chair or you're doing some massages, you're a nail tech, I don't know, maybe you're doing something inside the business, you need to start paying yourself for all the work that you're doing. Because if you're doing work in the salon and you're not taking an income from it, it's actually, you're teaching the business that it's okay to have people work for free, and you should not work for free inside your business. In fact, if you don't get paid from your business, it's not a business, it's a hobby. I know it's a big bomb to drop, but I don't want you running hobbies. I want you running businesses, and businesses pay the owner. And there's three different types of ways that you should pay yourself. Number one, if you're a service provider, you should definitely pay yourself your service provider income. Number two, if you're working as an owner or manager inside the business and running the company, you should pay yourself that way. And number three, you should pay yourself a profit, which is a reward for you actually growing the business and not a reward for any of the work that you've done. So those three types of incomes is how you should begin paying yourself as a commissioned salon owner. But again, if you're not paying yourself at all, start there and then move up in the acceleration. So if you want to start paying yourself 10% profit, 20% profit on top of what you're doing from your behind the chair income, your owners and manager pay, and then 10% on top, that's what we do at the High Performance Salon Academy. We help you become more profitable. Or you can check out my book called Profitable Salon Owner to find out more tips on how to become more profitable. You can get it on Amazon. And do me a favor, go check out our Facebook group called the Profitable Salon Owner Facebook group to help give you more tips on how to take home profit as well as increase your income. Have a good one.